welcome back to Midnight Who Extra. I'm, of course, Edward, and...
I'm Steven the Watcher. I know, a name you haven't heard in quite a long time. I'm sorry about that. I was stuck in the 14th dimension. However, I can't wait to watch Deadpool 2 and the Infinity War.
Bad news, those were already out. You may have missed those.
But it's only been like 3 weeks since I went in.
You went in December. It is now June 14th.
Wait, June 14th?
Yes.
Does that mean that a certain movie is out?
Yes, it does.
Shall we go?
We should. We really should.
All
Should
right.
we call Patrick?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't want to see him.
Wow, you're nice.
Welcome back.
This was an amazing film.
Yes, that was an
Yeah, there's not much can be said. No spoilers in this video.
no spoilers. We're spoiler free.
Now, you know I call hype. Hype's a big thing in this world, right?
Yes, it is.
Now, I've been keeping my hype for Incredibles 2 as low as I could possibly keep it.
Me too. I hadn't even seen anything. Oh wait, that's because I have been gone for 6 months.
You've been in a void.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
But I've seen a lot of the trailers, and I felt like I'm getting too excited for this. It could ruin the whole film, which I didn't want.
Yes.
But luckily, the film was amazing.
So before we get into the film,
Yeah.
can we take a moment to talk about the track record of Disney Pixar and about their sequels?
Yes.
So we've had Cars 2 and 3.
Yep.
We've had Monsters University, Finding Dory, and Toy Story 2 and 3.
Yep.
So most of those don't have the greatest track record compared to their originals.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that Disney Pixar is known for anymore, is not that great of sequels.
Yeah.
How would you say that this movie rates as a sequel compared to its first?
I enjoyed Finding Dory as a film. I thought it was good.
I will say that I believe that was the exception too.
But it felt like it was serving as a good sequel to the first film, but it also felt different. This one, Incredibles 2, felt like a movie. You know, it felt like a sequel.
That's because
it is I meant more or less, you know what I mean. It felt like it was actually deserving of a sequel.
Yes, it felt like...
It's not Toy Story 4 or Toy Story 3.
If you'll remember, the first movie, a big issue is the fact that there was the superhero law outlawing superheroes.
Yep.
And that there was this whole fight about that, and nothing ever kind of came about that law. This movie does wrap that up. I'm not going to say how, because that would be a spoiler.
But it does it. It felt like it's one arc, and it completed it. That doesn't mean we want to wait another 14 years for another sequel.
Yes, there are certain characters I'm eager to see their growth put.
One in particular.
Yes. I'd say two.
Maybe two. But there's one scene, we're not going to spoil it in it. You've seen it probably on the poster if you look at it. There's a scene in this movie.
That is hilarious.
I could not stop laughing. I don't know if it's a spoiler though, is it?
Yeah, don't talk about it.
It's in a poster though, but it's hard...
If you didn't actually look at the poster that much, we're going to go as spoiler-free. I mean, we're not even going to infer that you watched the trailer.
He did. He didn't watch it.
What trailer?
Yeah, he's been a void. But it was a great movie. Dash was great in this movie.
Yes.
Violet
blew it out of the water.
Oh, yeah,
she was phenomenal. I mean, like, wow. Her character was very well developed in this one compared to the first movie. Dash as well, but a little bit to a lesser extent.
He was not in it as much in development stance. Because technically he was so well developed in the first one. Jack was incredible.
What was really nice about Mr. Incredible was that we didn't focus on the superhero side of him. We focused on the family side, where he's the loving father of 3 kids.
Yeah.
And in the reverse, we got to focus on Miss
Elastigirl,
sorry.
Now,
and we got to focus on her superhero side for once. So it's kind of a 180 degree flip.
Yeah, it'd be good.
But it felt like it felt natural. It didn't feel like, okay, we have to do this. No, it felt like this is actually something that would happen. And the way they said it made a total sense in my book.
It was great. Now, villain. Villains make the movie, right? I did not enjoy this villain.
The villain was lackluster at best.
But it was still good.
But I'm just going to say this out right here.
Yep.
The villain itself may have been bad and lackluster, but the villain came about because of the ideals of the
heroes.
Of the people.
Yeah,
of the people. Yeah. And because this was in the first movie, I can talk about the fact that, as we all know, the people don't like superheroes in this movie. This villain came about because of an extreme version
Yeah.
of that villain. And it was kind of superheroes fighting against society.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. And also, I think it's because Syndrome in the first film was such a good villain.
How can you beat Syndrome?
You can't beat Syndrome in terms of Incredibles land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I did think, though, the mind-controlling powers was kind of unique.
It was unique in a way, but also kind of...
Oh, I just saw something. Syndrome, Screenslaver, both start with S, both use tech
Yeah?
in their powers. That's funny. But at least the second villain uses tech in a different way.
Yes. But the Screenslaver...
Yep.
Slayer?
Screen Slayer.
Sorry, I had trouble with
The
that name.
Screen Slayer.
Definitely did not feel like a carbon clone of Syndrome.
Which is
he
good.
was he was his own unique
Yep.
individual villain.
What is your overall thoughts on this film?
Phenomenal. I can't really critique much of it. It never really got slow, even when they were not doing fighting or superhero stuff.
Yeah.
It was still interesting to see how the characters interacted with each other and the struggles of juggling their two lives.
Yeah. I will also say the animation was...
Phenomenal. Like,
It was actually some of the best animation I think Pixar's done, in my opinion.
yes, it was.
I was like blown away because the characters felt real in terms of everything,
I actually sometimes forgot that I was watching an animated movie. Like,
I think I heard this from a review or something, I think, that they can make an animated Elastigirl better than a live-action Mr. Fantastic in terms of stretching and
Yes.
movability. It looks so much real in animation.
yes,
But I guess that just shows how good animation can be.
yes.
It can be so much... It can show so much more of powers. Like Jack-Jack on fire, Jack-Jack with laser, Jack-Jack as a monster, Jack-Jack as I think it was like a sticky putty.
No, I thought he was going elastic like
Something
his
like
mom.
that.
I thought it was elastic like his mom.
Something like that. Jack.
Okay, so-
Also, Edna Mode was in this film,
Yes.
and I like her involvement in this film, and her jealousy a little bit too. You get that too, which is kind
Yes,
of cool.
it was. She. Honestly, I really can't critique this film, and it's not just nostalgia. I don't.
I went into this with as limited nostalgic goggles as I could.
I had done. I barely even remember the first movie. Yay!
I watched the first film yesterday.
The only reason I didn't watch it was so that I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't have all.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be kind of cool because how it ended the first film, it would roll into this next one.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But Pixar, go see this movie. That's all I can say. I was blown away. The animation, the characters, it was amazing.
And like
They kept me involved in the story. I never faded away,
never.
which is the most important thing about a movie.
I can't remember the last movie I can actually say I did. I wasn't like, oh, would you just hurry it up? Let's do a final quick thoughts about this movie.
So, phenomenal, amazing, wow, great job Pixar. Brad Bird is amazing.
And then just because it's the flip side,
Yeah.
what would you critique about this? What would you say, Pixar, you could do better. You could do better in this area.
Well, I can give one critique. To me, though, I still think the biggest thing is sometimes, if you have this big of a cast, sometimes some of them just get pushed to the side. It's just like you want to see more of a character because of how unique they are.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
And I felt like I want this in a movie more. I don't know why, but it didn't take away from my whole negative...
Yeah.
It didn't create a negative vibe from it. I do think, some characters were just pushed to the side and were more there used for the final plot, the final end game.
But if you think about it, the kids in the first film
Yeah.
were the same way, yet they took a center stage in
Yeah,
this movie.
which is good.
So perhaps if they do a third one,
Yeah.
we're going to get more into what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like
so,
these characters.
Because, trilogies,
Yes.
hopefully, right?
Please.
And, when we're 14 years from now and
So when we're like 30-something.
when we're 30-something, and the third final time they do another Incredibles film after the 8th Cars movie, we'll finally
And
get...
64th Toy Story movie.
We'll finally get this movie, and we'll be happy. Right?
And we can look back on this and be like, oh, that's what we thought? Really? Okay, so going on to answering my own question, because
Gotcha.
I thought this movie was exceptional. I cannot think about anything that I would say that was bad about this movie. It did exactly what I hoped that it would do in this movie, and it was fantastic. I can't really think of a critique. I mean, even the timing of the movies themselves were great. I mean, I agree that some characters were pushed to the side, but I felt like the characters that I'm thinking of that were pushed to the side, it kind of made sense for them to be pushed to the side because of who the spotlight was on.
Yeah.
And they hadn't really made themselves known to the general populace. Which is kind of a spoiler, but not really. I'll let you figure it out. And I can't think of anything that was bad about this movie.
No.
I mean, I was blown away by how good this movie was.
I know you always know a good film when it doesn't take you away.
Yes.
You're always watching it and you're not stopping.
What would you rate this out of 10?
Probably a 9.
Really? Only a 9?
9.5.
I'm going to give it a 10.
You're
I'm
going to
give it a full 10. I have no critiques, and I love this movie. I don't know why I wouldn't give it a 10. All right. Definitely go and watch this movie.
Yeah. Definitely worth it. It's amazing. Imagine on a bigger screen than ours, like an IMAX screen.
Yep.
Ah.
And this is Cookie.
Yep.
He sometimes joins us for our videos.
Yep. Well, that is it for tonight, of course. That is, of course, Steven. He'll randomly appear in the future.
Small little announcement, just pulling it out here.
Yep.
I will be back more later this year. Like, I will be appearing in almost every video later this year. Some stuff in my life is finally going to get better, and I'm going to be able to come back to the YouTube channel more often.
If you're wondering where he's been...
I was in the 14th dimension, remember?
Yep. So, you know, it makes sense. His life was just kind of topsy-turvy.
Chaotic.
But yes, so just, you know, summer is where, you know...
Yes.
But stay tuned. We got some exciting announcements in the near future.
Yes, we do.
So stay tuned. And I really wanted the Incredibles display.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know where we would put that. Where would you put that in our lives? Let's bring it, just put it somewhere, right?
Yep. All right, I'm the watcher, and have a fantastic evening. Or day, depending on when you're watching it. Over and out.